Here's part 2 of simplifying trig expressions with factoring. This first example, I've laid it out for you, so I'm just going to go ahead and hide it underneath there. 1 minus 2 cosine squared of x plus cosine to the fourth of x. What you can do is you can rewrite it again. Sometimes using like guessing and checking is a way where you're trying to figure out 1 times 1 is 1. And then cosine to the fourth of x is cosine squared of x. Then notice that both of these are Pythagorean identities. This is a Pythagorean identity, which replaces with sine squared of x. This is the Pythagorean identity, which is sine squared of x. And then you can combine those two sine squareds of x as the sine of fourth of x. Think of this as x squared times x squared. What you do is you add those exponents. So the squared and squared becomes fourth of x. Second example, we're going to do some grouping. So I'm going to group the first two of the cosecant third power of x and cosecant squared of x together. And then we'll group the next two terms together. All right, in the first parentheses, I can take out a GCF of cosecant squared of x. And what I'm left with is the cosecant of x minus 1. In the second parentheses, I can take out a negative 1. So I'm left with cosecant of x minus 1. Both of these parentheses are the same. So that's my new GCF. And my leftovers are the stuff in front, cosecant squared of x minus 1. Now we look, and in the blue parentheses, this piece right here is a Pythagorean identity for the cotangent of x. And we still have this cosecant of x minus 1. Our last example is using the AC method. Now, if it scares you to have a trig function in there, you can always just rewrite this as 4x squared plus x minus 3. You just remove the tangent of x notation. So the AC method, we multiply 4 and negative 3 together, and we get negative 12. Then we take the factors of negative 12 that add to 1. So the factors of negative 12 could be negative 4 and 3, adds to negative 1. Well, that doesn't work. So we could take positive 4 and negative 3. That one works. And we get adding 1. So if you remember AC method, you take these two terms and you replace it with that middle term. So it becomes 4x squared 4x, negative 3x, and then minus 3 at the end. So again, this term is gone, and it's replacing it with that term. Now I've converted this to 4 terms to do grouping. So I'm going to group the first two, group the last two, and take out their GCFs. So the GCF of the first group is 4x, left with x plus 1. The GCF of the second group is negative 3, left with x plus 1. Your parentheses match up, so that's your new GCF. Your leftovers are the stuff in front, 4x minus 3. And we've factorized it. But we have to rewrite it as a trig expression. So our expression is rewritten with tangents in it. So remember, this was a tangent and that was a tangent. So in factored form, it's the tangent of x plus 1, and then 4 tangent of x minus 3.